Feature Friday.
The freshest of their journey, and you're an important piece to that puzzle,
Right.
right?
And they make you feel like you've got to fulfill this role, sort of thing.
Yes, you have a duty to fulfill.
Yeah. Very clever
Hence,
psychology behind it.
very, very strong, and that's why I believe the K-pop fandoms become so attached to certain groups and individuals of the groups, because they have that sense of duty,
Yeah.
and not only that, but a responsibility
Yeah,
that comes with it.
Yeah, it's very bizarre, and my maybe.
It's pretty awesome, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing for
it's
supporting
totally bizarre. You're
the
right.
idols, but it's bizarre in the sense of it's unique. I mean, what the hell? You know what I mean? Because and I think about it like this. Yeah, maybe I was too young for the Backstreet Boys. Definitely was, and I was never into One Direction. But I told you, I've shared the story of these ladies in my school that had everything about them, spoke only about them, loved them, bought every ticket, bought every merch, supported them. If you said something bad about them, they will hit you. I get it. I that exists.
It becomes a total and complete lifestyle.
But why is it so common and the common denominator in Korean music? Name me another fandom from another part of the world that is sort of similar. It has the sort of similar attitudes towards it, sort of similar support and following behind it. Very rare.
I don't think. I think we're very ignorant still. I think we still have to do a bit more research. Money and number wise, I believe K-pop has knocked it out of the park. But the army type fandoms.
But with that amount of numbers.
Well, I also think that
but go on,
this is the era of online streaming. Like, if you wanted something to blow numbers, this was the moment to do it, because the information it's there, right here on the phone.
All right, but here's my question. This is what my conflict is. This is what my conflict is, and hence why I keep saying there's so many lessons we've got to learn from, as South Americans, Latinos, whatever you want to call us, or from the Western world, or artists from the Western world that are killing it right now. I still believe there's so many lessons to learn from the K-pop industry, because this is something I can't explain. Like, so, Tory Lanez releases an album,
yes.
New Toronto 3, and it makes 60,000+ sales in the first week, 7 days.
Okay. Right.
And then you have GOT7,
in the same
which
week.
released last week. New Toronto 3 released, I think, about 3 weeks ago now.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. So, still with the situation we're on right now, still with the financial situations going on right now, people maybe don't want to buy albums because they want to save that money. Fair enough. Maybe people are just streaming it, but I'm talking sales. GOT7 releases, and then it makes 220,000+ in the first 2 days.
That's incredible. That is just a...
Now, it's Tory Lanez bigger than GOT7, arguably.
I don't know.
Arguably. People, I can go to any... Again, it's this part of the world
but
too.
I was gonna say, it's very different because we are not in Asia. We don't know how it moves on the other side of the world.
Cool. Well, let's talk about it numbers-wise, right?
Yeah,
the population,
they definitely win.
The population
they definitely win, but like...
Of where they're marketing to.
But the common knowledge of people might be in Asia. It's practically gonna be all about...
Pull up the population of Korea, South Korea, and then maybe they market to who? Japan. They release Japanese versions every now and then. Who else do they market to? They have a US market now.
Yeah, but I know they definitely market to
Europe. They also market to Europe.
I think it's
London
more.
fans
I think it's more. Thailand, Philippines, Japan, China.
Okay, let's do it like this. Yeah. GOT7 Instagram. Yeah. Click on it. So they have 5.2 million right now. Search up Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez. It's got 9.2 million. Right? So he's nearly twice as big following wise. Weird to measure it like this. Right? But he's nearly twice as big as them in terms of followers. But I can assure you, he doesn't make any of the streams on Spotify that these guys do, or on iTunes in the last 3 weeks. You know, hell no, no way. Like they did, he did. GOT7 did 150,000 plus more sales in 2 days than he did in a week. That's crazy. But his market is larger.
Yeah.
Like people in South America know who Tory Lanez is.
Mm-hmm.
People in Jamaica know Tory. People in Europe, France, Germany, they know. Now, if I go outside, if I ask anyone and I tell you, well, do you know who Tory Lanez is? They'll be like, yeah, I've heard of, maybe. Then maybe they'll say maybe or yes. If I put one of the songs, they recognize it. I play any of GOT7 songs, they'll be like, who the hell is this?
Yeah, what is this?
What is this? Who are they? Right? I can even guarantee you that seems to be the case still, because and my point being this is what my point is. With a smaller market, arguably, how are these guys able to sell more than some of the biggest artists in the world right now?
Well, they have two of the biggest. They sell to two of the biggest the countries with most people in it, China and India.
But do they sell to the Chinese market?
Yes.
So
hugely.
But isn't there like beef between these two countries?
Politically speaking, yes, but they even release Chinese versions for to get rid of the political issues.
I think the answer is on the fandom.
I also believe that's true.
You know who Tory Lanez is, but you don't
Yes.
feel compelled to listen to his new album.
Not at all. No one
But
bit.
if you know who GOT7 is, you
Sparks
would
my
feel
curiosity.
interested
Yeah.
for some reason.
More than it does for. But I also believe that in the Korean.
But you're also biased.
No, not
you like
tot-
it.
Yeah, but okay. Let's say something that I'm not biased towards.
Hard. It's hard because we're
We've already constructed an opinion.
yeah. I like K-pop.
Yes.
I genuinely like it.
But like, okay, let's say it's a different genre. Say it's not K-pop. With the same, let's just.
Alright.
It's a hard one to compare to. Like, but
It's nothing like the K-pop industry anywhere else. Dude.
I just want to say, for example, I just believe that there is a greater amount of work with a K-pop album that the Western artists don't go through with.
Promotion-wise. Well, he also
Promotion-wise.
He also didn't promote. I don't think he did much promotion for New Toronto 3.
And promotion work for K-pop idols
Ginormous.
starts like 3 months before they even drop anything whatsoever.
That's a lesson to learn.
I mean, NCT is due to release a comeback, and their Instagram is like filled with teasers and photos and stuff that it's about to come. Like, people already like, so they build this hype, right?
Right.
Before they release anything.
I see what you're saying.
So, like, I went through it with EXO, and when they were going to release Obsession, I remember
Seeing all the photos
all
and
the
talking about it.
photos, and they would drop it, like, they would give you hints of what was to come next and stuff. And yeah, so they build this whole momentum before you actually get to see any finished product whatsoever. So I think that's what gives you the bulk effect when they release a music video. You know, everybody wants to know what it is, even if you're not interested in the band. You're curious enough to click on it and see what's up.
Yeah, I also feel marketing wise very clever with their marketing, because they market to their market. So Tory Lanez markets to the world, right? He markets to Yeah, he markets to the world because he makes songs that trend
That are appealing
worldwide.
to everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. So and
It's
you.
a very broad.
Yeah, and he's sort of looking for those number ones. So that in radios it will be playing all the time. In it will be number ones on YouTube and trending all that stuff. And the bad news about that is that it generates a lot of interest around our artists, which is great, but it doesn't make hardcore fans. It makes people that then, oh, I like this song from.
Know of the name and probably a couple of songs, but
Same as
they're not invested enough.
Yeah, great evidence of that is Roddy Ricch, The Box, right? But if you see his actual monthly streams, right, which would be like his fans and stuff like that, the conversion rate between people who follow his who become fans is so low because the huge amount of numbers that are coming in to listening to The Box or Die Young and all that stuff is like, oh, I know that song and I like that song, but I don't like Roddy Ricch. I just like that song. So that I feel like with these bands, they don't really market to appeal to everyone. They market to appeal to a targeted audience.
Yeah, a certain type of audience.
So it's like if you have a product, right, and it's a nails product, I'm not gonna advertise it to men. I'm gonna advertise it to women who have seen acrylic nails or follow pages that do nails and stuff like that. Boom, that's what I'll do as a marketer. I feel like they kind of do the same, and maybe the Western artists maybe look more for numbers rather than quality in numbers, and then ironically enough, this quality in numbers then turns into more numbers in the long run. Anyways.
Yeah, it becomes like a reproductive system. It's like it multiplies as it goes.
This is I always say this, like if you want to know how true stuff is, look at first your community, look at first your own life, families, friends. Data and numbers is very easy to get lost to, and they lose meaning. So, this is a huge piece of evidence here. It does become anecdotal, so it becomes problematic. You can't generalize it, but to see how true it is, first look at your own surroundings. You turned me, you sparked my interest into XO. My spark in interest in XO has turned into this huge
experience of the
music,
genre, yeah.
And that I wish it would have been a lot sooner. And I feel so weird the fact that I didn't know this existed.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's really thought provoking me when I sometimes I just think about this stuff. It's like, and I see numbers like those, and then I see statistics, and I'm like, man, what the hell makes K-pop so different? Why am I into BTS music if I don't understand the language? Now, that's what I've always said to you. It's like, it's the perfect storm. It's the perfect storm. They have to speak, they have to be incredible singers.
Yeah.
Incredible artists as an overall. They have to sing, they have to dance.
Yeah, performers, yeah.
They have all the stars in their name.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that only the K-pop industry does.
Mm-hmm.
Hence why I've said to you that it's going to take over the world.
Yeah.
BTS is just the beginning, dude. Psy was just the beginning.
He was, indeed. I actually believe he is the reason why K-pop became so popular on the Western world.
Big Bang, they had a huge impact too. Mm-hmm. And we don't know about the first generation of K-pop, which we will get into. And we're still trying to figure out, like, first generation, second generation, third generation, who's fourth and stuff like that. But they've always done things differently, right? And it's always been successful. It's so successful that they can be super successful numbers wise, without saying successful one more time, in their own little bubble of that part of the world, and you will never know in this part of the world, and they're killing with numbers better than some of the Western artists.
Yeah, it absolutely, and
that's
that
nuts.
To me that just doesn't.
Now I could be wrong. Maybe I'm seeing things focused favoring the K-pop stuff.
But that's what I'm saying. I think we're still very ignorant when it comes to the world's vision of music and how, because I believe that the music industry works differently depending on the area and the demand of the place that you're working in, and then you can see it in very small scales, and then you can see it in huge scales, and it tends to get generalized by those big names. Oh, America. Oh, UK. But
the American market.
Yeah. which actually, yeah, they're influential. Yes, they have a lot of control over a lot of things, but um, even in America, you get smaller industries that, like, say, subdivisions of the music industry per se, like country music. It's a very
Niche, but
niche,
it's ginormous.
but exactly, and they make a lot of money, but they don't make a lot of noise in the rest of the world. So I believe that the music industry
Good
has,
point.
it changes depending on the demand of the area. So I feel like I'm still very ignorant in my in forming opinions into saying, oh, it's just Asia. That's just how it works. Because if we're gonna go to Asia, I mean, in India, they got their own Indian pop,
Dude,
that, and Bollywood
Bollywood.
is huge,
The hell?
right? And they sell enormously,
Numbers, dude.
like ridiculous amount of copies and numbers, and it's mind-boggling, right?
Mm.
So it's another thing that we should explore, see what, because uh trying to understand the K-pop just made me hungry to try to understand how the music industry works,
Worldwide.
depending on the area, because
Look at also
what's
like
the demand?
yeah, look at also like it's KR&B, this this Korean rap that we
Exactly.
haven't
So
even dwelled into.
it becomes very specific to a specific audience,
Mhm.
And that's a number, that's a market on its own.
Yep, yep.
So it's a very peculiar one. So, and I believe it would be very ignorant of me to say, oh, this is just how
Oh hell
this
no.
side of the world works, or that side of the world works, because um, it's way more complex
Yeah,
than.
I'm a dummy. I'm just brainstorming, brain
Absolutely, no,
vomiting here.
I agree with you. I agree.
Hence why I thought this would be an amazing